Cloverleaf Radio. I'm not going to waste any time. We have three people on the switchboard here. We're going to take the first one, 804. You're on the air.
Hello. This is Gremlina.
Well, hello, darling. How are you doing?
Fine.
Yeah, I had a lot of problems getting to the show today, but we're only 13 minutes late, and we have quite a lot.
That's cool. No big deal. We're here, and that's all that matters.
Well, we are back for another edition of Cloverleaf Radio, and of course, as everyone seems here, I have my wonderful co-host, Gremlina, on the air for her first episode. Grimmy, welcome to Cloverleaf Radio.
Hey, thanks for having me. Glad to be aboard.
Yeah, I think we might get ourselves in a little bit of trouble, but isn't that what we're meant to do?
Dude, Trouble's my middle name. No, that's MTV. I was going to say Trouble's my middle name. Darn.
Well, you keep biting ankles, and you start to get yourself in a little bit of trouble.
Hey, what can I say? I'm not saying.
Wow.
I'm just drawn that way. What was your opinion on Sting WWE 24/7?
24/7 was great. I had a good time doing that because that to me was, you got to go back and look at some of the things that got me interested in wrestling and some of the superstars that I used to like in the 80s. I mean, the 80s was such the highlight of what was going on. The 24/7, being able to request what you wanted to do and what you wanted to see. That was a big deal. I liked doing that. I mean, that was along with doing Velocity with Josh Matthews, that was probably the most fun I had doing as far as studio shows are concerned.
This woman has brains and beauty. A graduate of the University of Central Arkansas? Wow.
I did. Like I said, I'm from Bulgaria originally. I moved to the States when I was 12 and a half, and from Bulgaria to Arkansas, and I didn't know English when I moved to the South, so when I learned, I've got the whole Arkansas accent now. I dropped the y'all, though, but still.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, honey. I'm a Virginia girl.
I hear you.
One of my perennial favorites. How did you like working with Nature Boy Ric Flair and the WCW?
And it depends on which Nature Boy showed up.
I'm talking about the technician. I'm talking about the person that could actually get in the ring and work it.
Well, yeah, he could do that towards the end where he got so repetitious, but I didn't have a problem with Rick. I mean, I had some, decent matches with him. I mean, I wouldn't call them great matches, because of the ego, and I survived him being the booking agent there. I survived a lot of guys, from Ole to Bill Watts to a booking committee to Kevin Sullivan to back to Flair to Dusty Rhodes to Eric Bischoff to whoever, So
what's it like being FCW heavyweight champion?
It was amazing. The one regret I do have is that, well, actually two regrets. I didn't get to defend my title that much because I was going on the road with WWE at that time, so I wasn't in FCW that much to defend the title. I wish I would have, but every time I got a chance, every time I was in town, I would defend the title. Like, I actually talked to Steve Kern about it when I won the title, and I told him I wanted a special stipulation on my contract, which was anytime, any place, anyone. So anytime, any place, anyone could challenge me for the title. Not a 24/7 rule, but I would accept any challengers, and I did. The other regret was that I did not get to pin the actual champion when I won the title. It was a four-way title match, fatal four-way between Sheamus, who was the champion, Drew McIntyre, Joe Hennig, and myself. And I ended up capitalizing on a mistake, and I ended up covering Drew McIntyre. Became champion, but I really, really wanted to pin the actual champion, who was Sheamus at the time. But, hey, it is what it is.
Well, my question that I have is, what was it like wrestling such greats as Terry Funk and Harley Race in the NWA?
Well, that was the experience, too. The NWA, you know, was a lot different than the WWE, but when you're wrestling guys like Terry Funk, Harley Race, and that, you're wrestling the cream of the crop because both of them were world champions, and that was the experience that, you know, I'll carry for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I grew up on NWA. I'm from the Virginia area, so
You know, then you know all about it. I grew up on NWA, too.
I didn't get to see WWF till I moved up to New York City when I was in my 20s, so you're talking my language there, my friend.
Right. Well, at least you got to see it, but I started with the NWA. And then when I went out of business, I ended up, while they were still in business, and they went to WCW, and I ended up with the WWE.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah. Well, I know that you also did work for Vern Gagne in AWA. What was your opinions on Vern kind of as a promoter and on working for the AWA?
Well, that was a different experience. I'm not going to set a line and say I enjoyed it because it really didn't, but he had some tough competition there, a lot of great wrestlers, and I made money, but I just didn't feel that I was cut out for that organization, for that alliance. I felt more comfortable in the NWA and WWE.
Tudor, you've had such a wonderful life and career. What do you think 2011 is going to hold for you?
Well, I don't know. We all have our hidden dreams, and one of mine was to play a bad guy in the movie. I don't know why. Maybe I have a dark side. I can't elaborate on that. Yep, I want to be a bad guy.
Where she plans on training next? Maybe the Shimmer Academy? She has the potential to be something very special with the proper training.
Just so you know, right now I'm focusing a lot on training and on my body and bodybuilding and stuff like that. So I am focusing on my image and cleaning it up more. I haven't found a place here yet. I do have a personal trainer, and I am taking private training lessons, but that's all I can really tell you.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And I hope I'm not opening a can of worms with this next question, but Jimmy, you know me. I got to be controversial. Tiger, what are your opinions on Vince McMahon?
Vince McMahon. What can I say? I guess what he did what, especially in the wrestling business, and I don't mean any disrespect to the boys or anyone associated with the wrestling business, but he did what I guess a successful promoter had to do to kind of reel in the reins on the wrestlers, because I don't know if you really know about it, but we kind of get a little bit rowdy and raunchy and kind of get crazy.
Oh, no, not wrestlers.
Yeah, exactly. So, he had to do, it's like a parent, how do you really pull in the reins? And he did it. Some people didn't find what he did respectful and whatnot, but to each his own. My personal experience with Vince McMahon was nothing but a great experience. Personally, he did nothing but utmost respect, starting and throughout my career with them. I think there were other variables involved behind my situation at the end, and mine suffering 3 concussions in a 9-month period. I don't think was involved in that. So I've had nothing but really great memories.